All right, man. Here we go. Hang with Beatdrop podcast, episode 76. Hey. And we chilling. Shout out to Kev. What's good, bro? I see you. And shout out to my boy, man. He goes by the name The Innovator. What's good?
What's going on? How you doing?
I like the
How
camera presence.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, bro. Thank you for stopping by, dog. I appreciate it. You know
No
what I'm
question.
saying?
Me and you got a long history.
Oh,
so
hell
it's
yeah.
only right. I got to pull up.
Well, let's start with how we fucking started talking about just life. Like, you're a Raider fan, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I am a Raiders fan.
How we feeling this year, bro?
Let me see. We 3-2 right now. We just beat the Bears. We got a bye week coming up, so we get to take this big win into the bye week. I would say I'm a little excited right now because I wasn't expecting this.
Okay.
3-2 start.
Yeah.
Like no one, even Raider fans were not predicting that. So I think I'm excited. I just gotta wait and see what really plays out because it's still early.
Yeah.
Because y'all undefeated right now, but it's still early.
I'm feeling good. I'll be walking into places hella different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, out of all the players, like, what do you think? Which one hurt the most? Like, obviously, like Khalil Mack, like Cooper, like AB. Like, which one was the one that you were like, fuck? Like, I
think the AB would hurt the most because, I mean, let's be honest. AB was supposed to come in and like steal the show. AB was a show. Like, did you watch Hard Knocks?
Nah. Okay. I remember you were telling me about it.
Okay, so we watching Hard Knocks, and AB is like he's really the guy who they're focusing on a lot. Like he's the best player on the team. Like I think the AB thing hurt the most though was because AB leaves the Raiders. He runs outside. He celebrates. He says, "I'm free."
Bro.
He gets into it with Mayock. Like. It's just a lot going on in that situation. And we didn't get, like, as a Raider fan, it's like, what did we get out of it? We got nothing. We got nothing back. Like,
well, you just give away some picks. That's it, huh?
No, I think we did give away some picks for AB, but I'm like, they just let him go. We didn't get. What did we get?
I feel you. Dog.
We don't got no AB. We couldn't use like. I feel like they should try to trade him or something. Like
get a little something back.
Get something back. Like. Bro. We have, what is it, Tyrell Williams. We have him out there. He looked good, but he didn't play last week. And we still won.
It's crazy because I remember, like, when I saw, like, the whole, like, when you guys got him, I was like, okay. And then the frostbite, I was like, okay, just a little something, like, whatever. But I think what was crazy for me was the helmet situation. I think I was like, dude, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot going on. You feel me?
I was telling you, I play football, so I'm looking at it like the helmet is not that big of a deal, but it is. But I'm like, AB, you are a superstar athlete. You telling me you can't go find the helmet? Like, I'm like, I know.
Go on offer up, you know?
The Raiders probably got 100 extra helmets. Like, so we all kind of looking like, everyone's looking like, yo, like, is he really about to do this?
Yeah. But
then he says, all right, I'm going to just do it. Like, I'm going to stop. I don't really believe, like, now with seeing how AB acted, that he ever truly wanted to be with the Raiders.
You just weren't like,
I mean, from the press conference to him being in the Bay Area, you kind of like felt like, all right, AB, we got AB now. But then when it came down to it, it was kind of like AB was with us for the preseason for Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And he left right before the season. Then went to the Patriots. He set out that first week, but then scored a TD the next week. I'm like, but I mean, with the way everything played out, it's kind of like we wouldn't have been able to use him anyway.
It's crazy, bro.
So it's like AB's like, the year this year has been crazy.
It's crazy, dog.
Personally, AB's had a crazy year, but I wish AB done with the best.
Yeah.
I hope he figures it out.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I don't think the Raiders would ever bring him back by the way he went out.
It's crazy, dog. I mean, it all happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? At least it got some excitement. You know what I mean? For you, like, you were getting a little motivated off season, you know?
If we talk about the Raiders, though, we got to talk about Josh Jacobs. He's the guy.
Bro, who'd you guys play? You guys played the Bears, right?
Yeah.
And he was doing his thing against
2
Khalil
TDs.
Mack.
He had like, I think he had I know he had over 20 carries, but he had like 128 yards, 126 yards. He scored the game-winning TD, jumped over the pile. I'm like, all right, this is the guy.
you're like, all right, I feel better now.
But it was like, because it's like, I mean, we were talking about it before. A team has to have a good running back.
Yeah, you got to. Mando.
So, you feel me? If you ain't got a good running back, it's kind of like the pass game is not always going to work. People drop the ball. Sometimes it doesn't go smooth. I mean, Derek Carr, ever since he got hurt, I think he's been hit or miss.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I can say that. I can be honest.
You're like, I could be truthful.
He's been hit or miss since he got hurt. So now we got a running back that can balance him out where he doesn't have to be a superstar every time he does so.
You need a running back because I don't think people understand. Even when you start going to playoffs and you go to this cold ass weather, like you need to run the rock. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So people don't really they think it's just about passing and they don't know, bro. People don't know.
People don't really know. People don't know. You guys don't know anything.
Yeah.
We know everything.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, fuck, man. I mean,
we come back from the bye week. I forgot who we played after, but hopefully we're 4-2.
I feel you.
We're second in the AFC West right now. That's a pretty good feeling.
Hey, 3-2 is way better than 0-4 and 0-5, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And we've seen that too.
That's all bad, man. But fuck it, man. So let's start from the jump, dog. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I met you when you were up at Power, but I kind of want to just know, like what childhood was like. You know what I'm saying? Just like all that good shit, man. And we just gonna glide from there. You feel me?
I think my childhood is a lot different than most people know because my dad is from Haiti. So like, imagine. I mean, my dad is not. He came to the United States when he was like 21.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like his beliefs on like how life should be out here are like completely different. So it's kind of like dealing with that. And then my mom's from like Berkeley. So then mixing both of those worlds together. So I have a whole Haitian side of my family that I think I doesn't always get liked, but then like now I think it's even more now because of like artists like Haiti Baby that are from California, like. California Haitians, people don't really talk about that. Nobody really knows. But
no, I feel you.
I grew up in Richmond, California. Shout out to Richmond, all my people in the Bay. So I grew up in the Bay. Childhood was pretty cool. Like, I think everything was good. I would say the worst thing that happened in my childhood was this is a funny story. I've been waiting to actually share this story. One Christmas, I was like a kid. I wanted a GameCube. So this dating back to when the GameCube and the PS2 were first coming out.
Yeah.
I woke up, this is a little kid. I wake up at midnight. So I'm like, all right, let's see what gifts I'm about to get. So I'll get up around midnight, go check. Santa's supposed to put all the gifts out by then.
Yeah, Santa was supposed to look out for me.
Precursor. So I get up, I go to the tree and I look at the gifts and I see that I didn't get a GameCube. I got a Sega Dreamcast. And I convinced myself as a child that I was tripping and that the GameCube would be there when I came back.
You sure it wasn't a Gamecast?
So I'm looking like, I'm like, all right, is this really gonna happen? So I went back to sleep and I woke up in the morning. It was the same thing, and I remember vividly my cousins calling me. I have 3 like cousins that are like my brother, so then they call like, we got the PS2. Yeah. I'm like, what'd you get? I'm like, I got a Sega Dreamcast. A what?
And that's some cool shit. Like,
that was like a childhood story. I would say that like my childhood was pretty cool. Like I never really, it wasn't hard. I grew up like I would say my family didn't always have a lot of money, but I would say we were rich in like the love. So it was like my family had a lot of love, and I think that was big for my upbringing. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to go back. Grew up in Richmond. I went to high school in Berkeley High, so I played college. I did play college ball, but I played high school ball. So high school ball was cool. I think that kind of was my first step into like seeing how like the real world things were running. Because you start to realize all the politics in high school football. You like, oh shit, high school football is crazy. But I think high school football was the funnest football of my life, though.
It's the best, bro.
So in high school football, like I feel like it was cool. Freshman year, I didn't really play. I played, but not like that. Sophomore year, I was doing my thing, but like junior year, I really took off.
What position you were playing?
Defensive end. I played D-line.
Yeah.
So I mean, I started balling. By the time senior year came, we was raw.
Yeah.
I played with some good athletes. And I think the dope thing about my high school is like a lot of people in the industry, and like the entertainment industry now, I went to high school with, especially from the Bay. Yeah. So it's like a crazy situation. Like it's a lot of rappers that went to my high school too. So it's dope. G-Eazy went to my high school.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tight.
And Rex Life Raj and my boy D-Roller, he managed All Black. Like it's a lot of dope artists that went to Berkeley High. Like so it's real dope. Even Marty Grimes, he from the Bay, he went to my high school. It's a lot of artists that went to Berkeley High. So I think it's dope. Like I'll never change my childhood for nothing. Like I think I didn't really go through like no tough hardships in my childhood because I had a great family. Like the worst thing is that I feel like we've been through is like deaths. Like nobody was really like getting killed or nothing like that. It's because we wasn't in the streets. Like Richmond is the hood, but like I play sports and shit, so I never was like in the streets like that. I still got homies that's in the streets, but I'm like that never was really my shit. I think even kicking it with rappers right now that were in the streets, there's like a bond now because they're like, I'm not faking it.
Yeah.
That, you know, you would never catch me trying to act like I'm from the streets.
Yeah.
So I think that people don't always highlight that enough. Like, I think people glorify being from the streets, but it's like, I grew up in the streets, but I'm not like trying to be a street guy, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I feel you. No, I feel you, dog. No, I feel that shit, man. And but like, were you playing football like when you were like a kid, or how did that even come about?
Like I played football starting in the 8th grade. So like
shit.
Before that, it was just more like a lot of street football.
Yeah.
Like my little cousin was just actually out here. We were talking about a time we went to Texas when we were kids, and like the Texas kids were telling us that Cali boys were soft and they could not play football. So we're in like this backyard in Texas. Like this, it's straight in the country. We're playing tackle football in the backyard with these kids from Texas, and it's really going down. Like, and like I've always had a love for football. Like I think it took a while for my mom to let me actually play.
Oh, yeah, that'll take some time.
She said it was always kind of tough watching me play because football is such a dangerous sport.
It's crazy.
And like you've seen a lot of people get real seriously injured, but thank God that I never really I hurt my shoulder my last year playing. Besides that, never really missed no games or nothing. Like,
yeah.
But I think what got me into football though is my uncle played football. My auntie was an athlete. I feel like basketball was the first sport that I really grew to love.
Yeah.
But that was in like elementary school. Football was just the only sport where you could like hit somebody.
Yeah.
And nothing happens.
Yeah.
People celebrate.
Yeah, just a whistle. Like that's it. Like,
all right, cool. I think I get used to this. Football was dope though. I think the teamwork that I learned from football, like just to help me carry over to my life now, I think is dope. And just being able to work with different people. Like I think the thing about a football team that people don't always realize is 50 people.
Yeah,
like
man.
There's only some people that can be the face of it. Like
crazy.
So it allows you to like just get used to different personalities, work with different type of people because that's what the real world is.
Yeah,
you know?
man. Yeah. No, that's dope. And then like, so did you like the Raiders off the jump? Like that was like.
Well, growing up, it was either you was gonna be a Niners fan or a Raiders fan. I remember like the only person in my family that liked the Niners was my aunt and my grandpa. Nobody else liked the Niners at all.
Yeah, what's up, man? You got
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why nobody liked the Niners. So I always been a Raiders fan because, I mean, the way I got into radio was kind of like my mom because she worked there. She still works in radio to this day. She's always worked in radio. So I've been going to the radio station since I was a kid.
Oh, shit.
But she would get me Raiders tickets as a kid, and she got me Warriors tickets. So those were the games that I always went to.
Okay.
So when I first started playing, I think the Raiders game is the first football game I ever went to.
Oh, shit.
So I've always been a Raiders fan. Like, I love the Raiders. Win, lose, or draw, like, I'm still a Raiders fan. I just can't really talk shit to nobody.
You got to limit the shit talking. Like.
The shit talk is on an all-time low.
Yeah.
Right now, it's kind of like...
You're like a little jabs? Like.
Right now, I'm jabbing, but I'm still hesitant because I don't know. Like,
no title fights yet. You're just love, like...
I'm just trying to see what happens because I think the thing about football is, like, it's week to week. Like you can beat 3-2 and you can not win another game.
Bro, you can start 10-0 and then you just lose the first game of playoffs.
Like, somebody get hurt and it's over and we're no longer good anymore. So I'm just kind of gradually, talking more shit, but I'm chilling. Like I'm a Warriors fan. I've been talking shit for 5 years.
Oh, you've had a good few years right now. Like you just talk shit.
Now I can't really talk shit because Laker fans and Clippers fans talking reckless. Like somebody from fucking Utah fan was talking crazy too the other day.
So random ass fan, like
it's our time now. They don't even care if they win. They're like, we gonna kick y'all ass.
Oh shit.
We gonna kick y'all ass. So I think I mean, it's been dope. Like I want to see the Raiders really go crazy. The Warriors shit has been dope. I hope that we keep winning.
Yeah.
I hope that, D-Lo can provide something for the squad. But, if we don't win this year, it's like,
yeah, like we've been winning.
We've been winning. Like I thought we were supposed to win last year, but KD's situation.
Did you have like a lot of people saying that you were a bandwagon right now that Warriors were winning? People were like, "Oh, you're not a real fan." Like,
living out here, yeah.
But
I'm like, hold on, bro. I'm really from the Bay, like no question. Like you can check my rap sheet. People will know I'm from the Bay. Like you tripping? Like I have not been no bandwagon fan. The crazy thing about the Warriors is when I was a kid, like in elementary school, my grandma would watch all the Warriors games because like you get the ESPN and the TNT games that come on national TV, but it's only like certain games on certain days. But you know, when you live locally, there's a local channel that play all the sports games.
Yeah.
So CSN Bay Area plays all the Warriors games. I've been watching all the Warriors games.
Yeah.
That was the only games we could watch. So, like, I've been there. Like, I've seen the losses.
Yeah, bro.
I've seen the Donald Foyle. Like, I've seen Speedy Claxton, Earl Boykins. I've seen all the. I know the Warriors. Like,
bro. So how did you feel when you guys were just started winning and just became that like where everybody started saying you guys were a dynasty?
It was like. What was it? I think it was 2013, 2014 when we had Stephen Clay, but we were playing the Spurs in the second round, I believe. The first round we knocked out Denver. I remember I went to a game that year because that was right when I moved back to the Bay from living on the East Coast. So the Warriors were playing Denver. That's before we had Iguodala.
Yeah.
Iguodala played for Denver. We beat Denver, and I think it was a 4-2 series. And then I'm like, oh shit, we might actually be raw.
Yeah.
Then we play the Spurs. The Spurs are like, I think the Spurs went on. The Spurs went to the finals that year to play Miami. So when we playing the Spurs, game 1, Steph Curry balls out. We lose by like 2. The next game, we lose again, similar in a close game. I'm like, oh, we kind of do something. Yeah. But then like we end up not winning the series, of course. But I'm like, from that moment on, I kind of felt like, all right, we get a few more pieces, like. They're going to be able to step up because Draymond was still young. We didn't have Iggy, who was adding like more defense to the team. Yeah. But then that next year, in 2015, over. Over. Yeah. It was like it's nothing nobody can say. Yeah. I just don't think I've ever experienced nothing like that because, like, growing up in the Bay, you get your Laker fans. So then, like, Laker fans is talking reckless.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get that for sure.
You a Laker fan? Yeah. Laker fans talk reckless.
I've been guilty with that. You know what I mean?
Laker fans talk reckless, so I'm just kind of like, all right, like, now it's my time. 2015, we started beating everybody's ass. Like, we was beating, like, it was nothing nobody could do. Yeah. Like, I knew Steph was this raw, but I don't think anybody really knew that he would like grow into this type of person.
I think it was also the way you guys were winning too. Yeah. Like it was just the way where we weren't really seeing nothing like that, and it was just like fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The whole league is like, well, fuck. How are we gonna figure out to stop this shit now? Because this is different.
And then you see like everybody trying to play like that too, like shoot long ass threes. I'm like, nah, you can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Steph changed the world, and when I say that, he did. Little kids have been growing up. Looking at like a Kobe or a LeBron, it's like everybody can't really do that. Like LeBron he's like a one of a time type player. Like I think it's fucked up. I want to say I think it's fucked up for LeBron's son right now because people are always gonna be like, damn, your dad was
LeBron.
Like how can you expect his son to add up to that?
It's high expectations. You know
how?
I mean?
I would be like, if LeBron, I feel like LeBron tells him like, don't try to be me. Like, you don't have to be me.
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot of pressure.
He's too good.
Yeah,
he's too good. Like he's way too good. Like I think it's so hard. Like Steph was a guy where you'd be like, he's not too buff, he's not too tall, he just knows how to shoot the ball really good, and all that really is practice.
Crazy, bro.
And a little bit of luck, because for sure, sometimes
some of those shots, I'll be like, woo!
How'd that go in?
I feel you, dog.
How did that go in?
I feel you, man. Okay, so you were playing ball in high school and shit. Like, so what was the next step? Did you want to play college ball? Like, that what was the next game plan?
The thing is crazy because, like, I did play college ball. I went to Howard University. It's like an all-black college in D.C. They D1 AA. So I went there, but like my whole college situation was fucked up because originally a D2 offered me Clark Atlanta, which is a black college in Atlanta. They offered me a full ride to go play there.
Oh shit!
But the coach got fired. So it was like fuck, it was over.
Yeah.
There was like, well, the dude called me like, look, I got fired. I was heavily recruiting you. We wanted you to come on, but I got fired. So it's kind of like nothing I could do.
You like, is the paperwork still in the office?
And then he's like, it's up to the new coaches whether they want to keep you or not. But I mean, you got to think with anything, when a new staff come in, they want their guys. You feel me? Especially like when it happened. So like the whole thing with Howard was I had went out there for like a accepted students day because I just got accepted there off grades. So I got accepted. I went into the football office with my parents because I'm like, man, I'm still trying to play.
Yeah.
I get a coach my highlight tape. The coach called me back like, I would say like a week or two later. He says, look, we gave out all our scholarships for this year, but we want you to come on. You can be a preferred walk-on, which means you get to come to camp. You get to compete for playing time as a freshman, and we should have money for you in the spring. So that's what I was originally told when I went to college. So that was the whole. No, mind you, I did want to go to Howard because my big cousin went there.
Right.
But it was kind of like football was what I wanted to do at the time. So even going there, I made the traveling squad as a freshman, which like my whole freshman year of college was crazy.
Yeah.
The guy that came in with me as a D lineman who was on full ride quit the first week.
Oh shit.
He literally, and he didn't even tell me shit. Like they was doing hella like black colleges always doing hella like little silly hazing shit for like just you come and join the team, like they doing little hazing shit. They like taped both of our legs together. So we had to walk around campus with both our legs taped together.
That's fucked up. My cousin laughing. Look at him.
So we had to do that shit. Okay, so imagine this. Me and him, our legs taped together for about, till wherever we got back from like the cafeteria to his dorm. So for about an hour, our legs are taped. Because we eating this shit. Like, it's a struggle. We're getting food in the cafeteria. Our legs are taped. It's just weird. Like, never has a dude's leg been taped. Like, This is like, all right, come on. Like, all right, whatever. Yeah. So, literally, the next day, bruh quits. I go into my coach's office. He's like, look, I got to let you know. Like, I forgot dude's name. But he quit. Yeah. So, he said he quit. But the dude basically said, like, he been playing football his whole life, but it wasn't. He said he never really found passion in it. He wasn't passionate about playing football. It was something that his dad wanted him to do, and he felt like he was living his dad's dream by playing ball. Yeah. And I was like, damn. And the crazy thing is like, that's some real shit.
Yeah, man.
You wouldn't even like. And the crazy thing about my upbringing was like, my parents don't know nothing about football until I start playing.
Yeah.
They don't know anything. My uncle played college ball, but, like, my dad is from Haiti. He grew up playing soccer.
Yeah.
That's what his sport is. Like, my dad was trying to help me to teach me to play soccer, but that never really was my thing like that. Thing. So then I'm like, damn, like, I've been playing football for myself this whole time. Yeah. That's crazy. But so he quit, and I immediately thought, like, all right, bet. Just take his scholarship and throw that to
like
me.
His account, put it over
here. It don't work like that, though. They said it don't work like that. So then, like, that's what made college football hella different, because now you're like, damn, like, it's people on the team who are getting everything taken care of. Mm-hmm. There's people, like, who are worse than me, who are just walk-ons, who are like, they got the bad helmet, the bad shoulder pads. They came after school started. Like, they're just in practice squad being hit dummies.
You're like Antonio Brown. You see the helmets we're playing with.
Like, that's why really when the AB shit was
You're like, AB, you don't know what I went through.
When the AB shit was going down, I was really thinking, like, my freshman year at Howard, I had a shitty-ass helmet.
Yeah.
But it was like, I mean, of course, I'm not AB. AB is a superstar, always balling. Like, I'm not AB, but it's still like, motherfuckers have had terrible helmets. Like, so then you start realizing in college where you're like, really, like, you're with some guys, even I want to go to the NFL at one point, but you're with some guys who are like, this is my ticket.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want to do. And it's not even about, high school is like all friendly, let's all go get scholarships. Now you're like, I'm trying to go to the league. Like,
so what do you think? So my question is, like, compared to college and high school, how would you say the speed of the game changes?
I think in college is definitely faster, because then you think about, like, going from JV to varsity. Like, it's just, people are better and people are more, like, equipped to what's going on. Like, people know the plays. Everything is just a lot smoother. In college, like, I think it took me like a few practices to get with the speed. Just even the practice speed is way faster. There's not enough like sitting down time where you're just walking around like not doing shit. In college, it's like we have a set schedule. All the shit is going down at these times. There's like a water breaks, and after practice, you know, you about to have to run hella much. Yeah. But I think the difference between college ball and high school was like, in high school, we never really had to go like super far to play. Yeah. And when I went to college, we would literally, when away games came, we would leave on Thursday, be gone till sometimes Monday. Because it's like, I remember we went to play a game in like, where was it? It was in Atlanta, I think. We drove from D.C. to Atlanta. It's like some bus rides are 15 hours. What? So you're on a bus for 15 hours. You're like, what the fuck? Like, I think there was one game that we flew, and it was to Florida. But that was still like a pretty cool flight. But it's like 15 hours on the bus. So it's like, crazy. You got to calculate like, all right, my freshman year, I was a computer science major. And I did that for my dad. I didn't really had no interest in ever doing anything computer science. So now you're telling me I gotta make computer codes and turn it in by Sunday night, and I'm missing class on Friday, and I don't even know what I'm doing. So it's like,
that's crazy.
College football is a whole different thing. But then I swear, you'll see. Not all people. I want to say this. Not all people will do this, but you will see a lot of people taking easier majors to make the workload not as strenuous. Because I'm like, some people are only going to play college ball because they got to get to the league.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like they're not about to. You're not about to go and take the hard ass classes. You know you want to go to the league. It's kind of like I'm gonna just do this. But that's why you see people in the NBA. They do that 1 year and they go.
That's crazy.
Are they doing homework in that year? I probably wouldn't. I'll be honest. I'm about to go to the league.
I feel you.
But like, I think college football, the speed is like on a whole nother level. So then you think, I'm playing D1AA. Mm-hmm. This is black college football. What is the speed of Alabama? Like, it's no question. That's what I mean. They have I think they have a faster speed than a lot of teams. You haven't seen nobody match their speed till Clemson. Clemson, the only team that you've seen come in and like dominate them.
So were you thinking that while you were like in college? You was just like, man, like is this it? Like, should I keep doing this? Like,
I think what really like made me question if I really wanted to keep playing football was like when I came back. So I went through the whole first year, went through winter training and all that. And when I came back from the summer, I was literally in the best shape of my life. Literally, I got in the best shape of my life. I worked out every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Like I worked out like crazy. Came back to camp, I dominated. I went crazy, but then I had got into it with the coach. So this is, I don't know if I ever people know, but like the real steer while I left Howard was like, I got into it with a coach because my mom had sent me an email in the meeting. I was in a film session, but I was looking at my phone, which granted you're not supposed to do, but I'm like, it's important email, bro. Like I need to see. But basically the email kind of broke down like this would be the new loan she would be taking out. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, because after the spring, they told me basically like, in the spring come, we'll have some money for you.
Right.
Spring came. No money.
No money, yeah.
Okay, I'm like, all right. They said wait till come back in the summer in good shape, and we should be able to talk about something. I came back in the best shape of my life.
You like, you see the six-pack, family? It was good.
Like, I was making so many plays. Rest in peace, my homie Tucson. My homie Tucson played running back. Mm-hmm. He was telling me in the office of meetings that they were talking like, this guy is just a preferred walk-on. He know how the fuck is he dominating like this?
Yeah.
This is in practice. So I'm like, all right, bet. But I'm like, of course, you thinking like, all right, I'm going to be able to play this year. So fast forward to the meeting. So in the meeting, I'm looking at the email. The DB coach, which I don't know why the fuck to this day he's in the D-line section. He comes up to me, he says my phone. First, I'm like, nah, like, you don't even know what's going on, bro. You got to think. At this point, my cousin that I went to school with left, so I'm like, I'm the only one out there.
Yeah,
I'm like 18 and I'm living on my own.
Fuck.
I'm my own parent. I'm like, bro, I'm not giving me my phone like I'm some child. So this dude says, he's like, let me get your phone again. I'm like, nah. My homie, he's like my big brother. He like, just give me a phone. I give this dude my phone. At the end of the meeting, he takes my phone out. He holds it up in front of the whole team like this and hands it to my D-line coach. And I'm like, bro, you said you can give it back. Why you make this whole scene?
Yeah.
After that, I went off. I was like, bro, you got me fucked up. You disrespected me. I'm like, bro, you don't even know what that email was about. And I'm like, the whole situation that the email really is y'all fault. Because y'all taking this kid who was wanting to play college ball, and y'all promised me bread, but y'all never gave it to me.
Yeah.
This is my life right here.
Yeah.
So I ended up like staying. And then it was fucked up because after I went off on him, I thought we squashed everything and shit. But when I went out to practice the next day, I went from like second string to practice squad. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, bet. So I'm like, I'm through with that. I'm not fucking with this. So I went to meet with the coach. I'm like, look, it's clearly from what happened with me and the outbursts and like, I get it. Like I wasn't supposed to do that, but like, y'all got to look at it from my perspective. I'm an 18-year-old kid out here by myself.
Yeah.
Like, if ain't nobody going to stand up for me, who is?
Yeah.
So then I didn't just stand for that year. Then I went to go play JC ball back home. But, like, I feel like in the transition from, like, going to Howard to going back to the Bay, like, a lot of shit happened. I think that was the most kind of, like, dramatic time of my life with just a lot of shit going on. Basically, the dude, my cousin I went to Howard with, was like my big brother. He passed away. Literally, I lived back in the Bay for maybe like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
He passed away. Damn. And I'm like, fuck. But then at the time I had started getting into like music and like all that shit. So I was kind of like, football kind of like wasn't my main focus. Even though I was playing it like, but like I wasn't really like, the passion kind of went away because I'm like, fuck. If you don't go to the league, like.
What's next? Like,
what? It's like if you don't go to the league, it's like you done put your body on the line. It's like it's not the worth ain't really like adding up. So then like from there, I took that and I was like, all right, well I'm liking the music right now, and I promised my mama I'll graduate from college.
Yeah.
So I'm like I'm juggling all this shit, and my cousin passed away, so it was a real tough time. But I ended up choosing just going to Northridge. So I ended up going to college, and then it was cool because I fulfilled my promise to my mom because she wanted me to graduate. Because the real thing is my dad didn't graduate from college. So he always wanted me to graduate too. But I'm like, fuck, I want to just do what I want to do. Yeah. So it's kind of like figuring all that out and just kind of realizing that like when it comes to like you and your life choices, like some choices you make are going to be made for other people. But at the same time, it's all growing. Like now it's kind of like, if I don't want to do some shit, I ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
But it's like going to college was the best experience for me and it changed my life. But it wasn't something that I always wanted to do, especially if football wasn't involved.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I went to Northridge. They had no team.
Yeah.
I did not want to watch football played on Saturdays.
So that's the reason why.
It took me a while to watch football after I stopped playing because it was something that I had done my whole life. It was football was me. Like,
do you feel like you at some point you kind of you hated football at a point, or you feel like it was just like
I wouldn't say hate. It was
just didn't want to be around anymore.
It was more of like thinking of like, damn, like it's like I always think it's just like you're in the game, like you're doing what people wish they could do out there, and I kind of like I just kind of gave it up, and it was like it was more because like I hurt my shoulder, like I didn't think it was like I was at JC, I would have had to go play again at another school, but I'm like I wasn't going to fucking Alabama or something. Like I just wasn't that raw.
Yeah,
you had to accept that.
When did you accept that? When did you feel like you're like, man, like
when I went to JC, I was balling, but I was kind of like, this is cool. But I'm like, I seen one of the homies. He came in as a freshman. He in the league right now. Oh, he's the kind of person that kind of made me realize like, you kind of need more than this, like the actual skill. You need measurables. Like some people my height do go to the league. Like Doomerville was a shorter DN that I thought, okay, maybe the possibility is there. Yeah. But that's one person.
Yeah.
But like Tack McKinley, he played for the Atlanta Falcons right now. That was my teammate at JC. Wow. He came in. I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
He really raw.
It just feels different.
He's really raw. But it's like some people just have the God-given ability to be dope-ass football players.
Yeah.
Dope-ass basketball players, dope-ass soccer players, anything. He not that he made me realize, but I'm like, all right, he is on another level. Like, yeah. It's like I'm a good football player, but I'm like, you got to really want to do it. Plus, some good shit got to go your way to get to the league. It's not just like skill and height. Like, even some people, I've had friends who had all the size, all the height, but they didn't have no grades, so they couldn't do it.
Fuck,
or they fucked off and got arrested or did some dumb shit. Like, it's also, making it to the league to me is skill, measurables, but also luck. You got to not fuck up, too.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of people fucking it up.
Yeah, man. Damn,
people fuck it up when they in the league.
That's true. That's true, though. Fuck, dog.
You feel me?
Dude, that's so awesome, though, that you talking about that shit because I feel like it's so hard to, like, realize when you had to give something up. Or, like, you had to accept the fact that it just might not be for you.
Toughest thing in the world. And the funniest thing is, when I stopped playing at Howard, that semester was the funnest semester of my life because I had not had a chance to, like, have fun after school.
Yeah.
After school was always practice.
Practice.
Until like the spring came. So the spring was the only time we had fun. Yeah. But I'm like, in college, it wasn't, when the spring came, I'll never forget. This is the funniest shit.
Yeah.
When so after the football season, we have Christmas break. So Christmas break is cool. They're not asking you to work out. The first day we came back for spring semester, they was like, look, we got a workout. So we got to be running on the field at 5 a.m. And I'm coming from high school. I'm like, bro, we don't get on the field till it's hot outside.
Yeah, what you mean?
What you talking? We're in the cold ass DC, fucking cold ass winter running for real. And I'll never forget it. I was looking at my boy like, this what y'all do in college?
Like, damn, what the fuck is this? Like, oh,
like,
shit.
Oh, did I sign up for this?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, this is what you start thinking. they better be giving me some damn money.
Yeah.
My mom got bills off this shit. I'm out here at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do if you're not getting nothing from it. But you feel me? You could go crazy with the mindset like, fuck it, I'm gonna earn that bread. But I'm like, some people do, but some people don't.
Yeah.
But something can happen like me. You get somebody disrespect me, I react to it. Mm-hmm. Now it's kind of like the money is really looking funny for me now.
yeah. Damn.
So you just gotta figure it. Everybody's situation is different. You just gotta figure it out, you know?
Yeah. No, I feel that, bro. Do you feel like you regret having that outburst, or do you feel like at some point it was kind of needed for you to realize?
I feel like I had took a lot of shit from them just in general, because it's kind of like let me see. I don't know how much it is right now. At the time I went there, it was like $30,000 a year. Oosh. Do you think I got time to be playing around with y'all when it's $30,000 a year? And at that time, before I started going to school in California, I wasn't getting no money. So you're like, these are all loans that my mom's still covering.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to make it big to fucking cover these for my mom.
Yeah,
still to this day. And it's like, bro, like you can't expect a kid to know like anything about like these loans and how that will affect him later on in his life. It's kind of like, bro, if y'all not giving somebody a full ride and his parents don't got bread, you got to be like, nah, probably not the best thing. But it's like me, I'm thinking football. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, we paid this money and they're going to give me some money in the spring. Cool. We have one bill for $30,000 that will cover over time. Nah. When the spring comes, they don't want to pay you. So it's kind of like, now I got to go prove myself more to y'all.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Damn, bro. That's fucking crazy.
It was like the outburst was kind of like, it was kind of like built up. It was built up over time. And it was kind of like, oh, well, fuck it then. Like, because it was like, bro, y'all, you got to think. When you move away from home, like, it's like nobody got your back. It's like just me. Like I moved away from all my family. When I was 17, I moved out the house, moved across the United States.
Fuck.
Like my big cousin was there who passed away, but he left my second year. So he was there the first year and it was kind of cool, but the first year was smooth. Like I didn't really speak up on shit. It went from like being a star on your high school team to back to ground zero to not being anybody on the team. So that's already one thing you got to deal with. But then it's like with football, you already know it's favoritism, it's politics. This who the coach wants to shine, he gonna get the chance to play. Like it's a whole fucking game. It's a game inside the game.
Just games on games.
It's a game inside the game. So it's kind of like the outburst was kind of like me, like kind of taking back my power to be like, look, like y'all got me fucked up. Yeah, and it's cool. Like sometimes people do have you fucked up. You got to speak on it.
Yeah, bro.
Like I think that's something. Like I think I learned that from my mom, because I would say my mom is the nicest person in the world. Yeah. I've seen people like do shit to my mom that I'm like, you taking that?
Yeah, like what?
But I'm not like that, and she knows that. It's kind of like, so I didn't tell her that I had the outburst and I stopped playing for like maybe a week.
Oh shit.
Because I know she was gonna be like, you stop playing. People know I love playing football. It was like it was so much that you stopped playing. Like, yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's kind of like if you don't take the chance to stand up for yourself and to like be confident, speak confidently to people about what you believe in, people just gonna walk over you. That's what I firmly believe in. Yeah. If you don't like, just be like, fuck it, like, I'm gonna take the stand. Like, nah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
People would just do whatever.
That's true though.
For sure.
They take your kindness for weakness.
For sure. And I've seen that happen countless times. But I think it was just the moment, like, yeah, I even talked to the dude. I told the dude after, and I was only 18. He was an older dude, but I was like, look, what I was looking at was loans that I got to take out because y'all ain't met me on y'all end. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not happy. And I was like, no, I'm not happy. Like, yeah, I felt you were disrespecting me.
Damn, bro.
Like,
that's crazy, bro. That's such a crazy story. I'm glad you shared that, bro, because it's fucking crazy to just know, like, just how shit could go down. You know what I'm saying? That's
exclusive content. Only people close to me know that shit.
Nah, thank you, dog. And then, so how did Northridge come about? Like, how did that school just
Why did I go to Northridge?
Yeah, like, how did that even come about?
YG is the reason I went to Northridge. Explain. He said I got a bad bitch to go to Northridge. And I swear, I wanted to move to LA, and I was like, damn, like, I knew people from high school that went out here, and I was like, all right, I think it would be dope. But then I was like, I guess Northridge, we got some bad chicks.
You like North?
Because you gotta think. When I graduated JC,
that's awesome, dog.
It's real shit. YG said I got a bad bitch to go to Northridge. You gotta think. When I was looking for colleges, I was like, I knew that I didn't have the grades to go to USC or UCLA.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck, what's another like lit school out there? But I also didn't want to be like dealing with like playing football. So I feel like if I went to like a USC or UCLA, I might have tried.
Right.
I hurt my shoulder, but cause like when the shoulder shit went down, it was either physical therapy and not really play no more, or get surgery and be able to go back.
Yeah.
I knew I was done playing football because I was like, practice? I don't want to go
practice.
I'm not trying to go practice anymore. Yeah. Like practicing foot, like it got to the point where I was like, I'd rather do something else with my day than like be sweaty, running around playing football all day. Like, I'm not trying to go to practice after school now. Like I'm trying to go to the studio. So that was the thing. So Northridge was like, all right, I want to move to LA. I felt like being in LA in general would be helpful to me because it's a great place for entertainment. I mean, you know, the music industry's out here. I mean, it's Hollywood out here. Everything is out here. You can become anything you want to be in Hollywood. Yeah. So I think going to Northridge was like, I thought it was to be a good life move. Yeah. Nonetheless. But YG is the person that made me look up what the fuck Northridge was. Because the funny story about me going to Northridge was I had never seen the campus until, I would say, a week or two before school started. Oh, shit. I came out here, I checked it out. I was like, all right, I think it'll be cool. I knew a few people that went here, but like I've never had a problem making new friends. Yeah. So I think I wasn't really tripping off coming out here because I was like, I can just make new friends. I can get involved in different shit on campus. Like it's not that hard. And I think that's what I did. Like I think going to Northridge is one of the best like experiences for me. Yeah. Because that campus is the reason like I'm in the position I am now because they had a recording studio. I was able to learn Pro Tools. Yeah. So then that got me the internship at Power 106. That's how we met. That's crazy. And that kind of like was knocked a domino down to everything I started doing. Yeah. Even though I truly didn't want to go to Northridge. Yeah. I didn't want to go to college at all. I was kind of like, I was making music at the time and I was feeling like going to, I wanted to stay in the Bay to do music. I didn't feel like I wanted to leave. But it was crazy as hell. When I told my mom that I didn't want to go to college, she broke down crying. Oh, shit. And I was like, damn. Yeah. I was like, can I let my mom down? I mean, I felt like me not, like, it wasn't even like, I listened to a story like a Will Smith, how he told his mom that he wanted like a year to pursue his music, and that year kind of popped off. That's the kind of a similar thing I was thinking to do, but I was trying to feel like, well, shit, if I go to LA, I can still kind of make music, but I wasn't really working out like all the logistics about like, finding a new studio and like doing all that shit. But I think going to college in general was dope. But like I'll tell people this to the end of the day, going to college is like a choice. You don't necessarily need to go to college to be successful. And like even I interviewed Troy Ave. He told me, he said, if you want to be a doctor, you gotta go to college. Yeah, you want to be a lawyer, you gotta be at college. Yeah. If you wanna he said if you wanna do radio and be doing interviews, you could, but you don't gotta go. Yeah. Like you don't gotta go. And I think the dope thing about college is you get to figure out who you want to be. With like, it's like a grace period to figure out who you want to be. You have 4 years to figure it out. If you don't, because it's like some people graduate college and they still go work at like a regular spot. So it's kind of like you spent that 4 years doing what? Yeah. You could have been pursuing your dreams. So I think like, imagine like me, if I had started like doing interviews 4 years ago, 5 years ago, but when it never went to school, who knows what it could be. But I think the experience, the work, once again, the networking, meeting people, you start to be like, all right, like, it was a good experience for me. Yeah.
So you say you always had a passion for music. So, like, what was it? So you stopped playing football. You're like, all right, I'm done with this shit, right? So, like, what was the switch? Like, what made you go, like, you know what? Like, I'm going to pursue music. Like, how did that even come about, you know?
It's a crazy thing because my dad plays the piano. He plays the guitar. Oh shit! He's real into music. My mom was always singing in church choir. My grandma sang in the church choir. Like I've always been around music, but I've always felt like I was good at rapping. Okay. But like I just like rapping, especially like I have been making music really since like the 9th grade. Like even probably before that. But like I have been making hella music with people. Like that's just what I like to do that for fun. Like it never was even taking it serious. But I was working on one of my first music projects, and I was told you about my cousin who passed away. Literally the first day I first started working on my first serious project, the next day he passed away. Oh shit! So then like music became like more of a, I would say like a therapy and a stress reliever than anything. Because I'm like, I was able to like kind of air out my feelings about shit, because it was like I would say in the black community, that's what I can speak on. I speak on the black community. Like, therapy is not seen as a good thing. When people think therapy, they think it's like you're crazy.
Right.
And so I was never really into going to therapy. People asked if we wanted to go, but we was like, nah, like I'm cool. But like, I started thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just use the music as therapy. But like, who knows? I tell people today, like, therapy might not be a bad thing.
Yeah, man, for real, dog.
We all need fucking therapy.
Yeah.
Like, people are always going through a lot of shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, when that moment kind of happened, I was like, all right, I really like music because it was able to be like the stress reliever,
right.
And it was dope making good music. I think that's even what I like today. Like, I love going to the studio and seeing artists make songs and like even saying, all right, that might be dope, or this person might sound good on there. Like, music it still is a stress reliever. Like, you feel me? Like, to this day.
No, I feel you, bro. That's real shit, dog.
Yeah.
That's real shit. And then okay, so you got the internship at Power, right?
Yeah.
So how many years were you already at Northridge when you got the internship?
That was my senior year, I think.
Senior year?
I think it was my senior year because I was interning at Power and I was interning at the C-Cent radio station.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I had tried to intern at Power 3 times.
Oh shit.
This is one thing I want to say. Look, if you don't make it happen the first time, if you really want to do something, keep trying.
Keep trying, dog.
Keep trying. Like, I think so many people, like, they'll get the door slammed in their face and that will shut them out from some shit. And it's like, bruh, like, embrace the door being slammed in your face. Come back better and knock on that shit again.
Yeah.
So I think that the whole me getting into Power was a big moment because the first 2 times it was never to work with the LA Leakers.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got to think, I get to go, now that it's my 3rd time, I get to go work with the really the best show on the platform for me though, specifically for me, because it was young, it was fun, it was y'all bringing people that I like it was a hell of a good experience.
You feel like it just fit what you wanted to do.
It fit with me, and I'm a night person.
Yeah.
So it was perfect for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, and I was like, and the crazy thing was, growing up, like, we would be listening to, like, I think around that time it was like I Am Sue was a big artist.
Yeah.
He would do hella shit with the LA Leakers.
Yeah.
So we like, everybody in the Bay, like, we know who the LA Leakers is.
Know it's good.
So people are like, all right, well, damn, you working with them? Like, it was lit. Now I'm like, all right, bet. Like, that was like one of the best starts into radio that anyone can get. Like, it's kind of like that internship is the reason I got hired at Dash, and then the Dash shit is just like, it allowed me to start doing the interviews like I've been doing. Like, so it was kind of like, it was a dope ass like stepping stone into getting into on another platform.
And then how did that come about? Like, how did the Innovator and how that whole movement, like how did that come about?
So basically, I've been going by Innovator. Like, I've always considered myself an innovator. Like, even when I was making music, I was basically the idea that it was gonna be called BTI, Born to Innovate. Okay. So like, basically, it took me a while to like kind of like create the logo and the idea, because I had known I wanted my logo to involve a rocket ship, but I never knew how to like incorporate it. Right. Basically what happened was, my cousin who passed away, I was telling you about, his dad said at the funeral, he said, use this moment as, imagine this moment as like a rocket ship. When a rocket has to go into space, a piece of it detaches that gives it a boost to get into the sky to reach the limits. He said, use this moment as your boost. So I said, all right. So I know I want to use this. I'm using this moment as my boost, and I always wanted like my logo to remind me of like the what I had went through, because knowing that like this made me realize like life is like, it's serious as hell. Anything can happen at any moment. Right. Don't take shit for granted, and make sure that when you're living your life, you're doing what you want to do, and you're doing with the people that you really fuck with. So that's where the rocket ship came from. So I put that together. I'm like, all right, boom. I remember it took me like literally, no bullshit, a few years to get the logo down, because it was kind of, our logo is so like important to anything. Yeah, man. So it's like, I didn't want to rush the shit. So I remember I know I wanted a rocket ship. The brain came from Innovators. You got to use your brain. I think the dope thing for my brand was like, I wanted to be able to encompass everybody. Mm-hmm. So I thought with the brain, it allows people to be like, basically with my logo, it's the rocket ship in the brain. That fits on anybody from a baby to a grandpa. Yeah. Like, there's no limit to where like only certain people can fuck with it. It's like, not everyone is an innovator. anyone can be an innovator in their own way. And we all are all innovators in different ways. So that was kind of the whole idea behind that. So when I put it together, I was telling my little cousin, I was like, bro, like, I think I want to start doing interviews because I'm already at the radio station all day. And they asked me to do interviews, and I'd be like, nah, but it's really, I say nah because there's people I don't give a fuck about.
Right.
So imagine if I just brought people out here that I fuck with, and we just did it like that. And I, like, when I started doing it, I never thought that it would get big. I never thought that I would be doing interviews at festivals, and I never thought motherfuckers would be catching flights and driving down to do interviews with me. But I think with anything, when people see that you're passionate about it, and like you told me before, when you're consistent, that helps you allow to take people to the next level. But it will really change shit with the interview. For me, I can be completely honest. I interviewed All Black and I Am Sue in the same week. The whole Bay Area was aware of what the fuck I was doing at that point. Right. Because they're like, oh shit, like, that's when All Black, he wasn't even as big as he is now. But it was like he was really starting to bubble. He was really starting to bubble. Right. But like I said, his manager is my teammate in high school. Crazy. So that connection was already there. And I known I Am Sue since I was like 18, 19. Damn. So those were like, it was like I feel like I had to target people that were big, but that I knew I can get I had a connection with, so it would be easier to do, because I didn't really know how to do interviews at the time. I was just interviewing people on the fly. Yeah.
You're like, what's your favorite color?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know how to do an interview. Yeah. And it wasn't like I'm so like picky. I wasn't even watching hella interviews because I didn't want to like copy shit. Yeah. I'm like, I kind of like got to figure it out on my own. And like, you got to realize when you jump into something, it might not be good when you start. Yeah. You have to grow into it. So I think that was what was big, because I kind of grew into it. Like, but that week I interviewed All Black and I Am Sue, like, the whole Bay got on notice. Yeah. But then, like, you think, like, the next year, I interviewed T Grizzly. Everybody's like, the fuck? Like, so then, because people were, it was at one point in time, I would say in 2018, people were saying, you only interview people from the Bay, which that wasn't the case. But I knew if I interviewed the people that were closest to me, that would bring everybody else. And then you got to think, it's two folds here going on. Now I'm able to give the people that I fuck with a platform that they might not necessarily have. And you got to think, Bay Area artists, some of these guys have never been to L.A. Like, my childhood was different. My mom worked at Radio Disney. Right. I've been going to Digiland since I was a child. So I've always been coming to L.A. Yeah. But there's people who had never been out here. So now I'm thinking I get to bring awareness to what I'm doing out here, and also share the people's stories of, like, really the forgotten story of the Bay Area artists and people that don't never really come out here. But then you start to see, like, there was a day where Jay Stalin, Oakland legend, he DM'd me like, yo, I want to do an interview with you. I'm tripping balls. I'm like, in high school, we was slapping your music every day. Crazy. You hitting me up? Yeah. I should be hitting you up. Yeah. I told him, you can ask Jay Stalin. I told him, I said, he hit me like, yo, I want to do an interview with you. Like, I fuck with what you're doing. Right. I said, Jay Stalin, you are a legend. Don't even do that to me. Yeah. So it's just like, it's been a dope experience. And I think it was an idea. So everything starts with an idea, but you just have to know how to manifest it and work with the right people. And also, like, you got to build a team. When anything is about building a team, like, I'm a firm believer in, like, it's hard to do anything great by yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, that's fucking awesome, man. Like, but I'm thinking, dog, like, where do you think you got your mindset from? Because I'm like trying to put it together. I'm like, bro, like, you left at a young age. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a lot of shit that I feel like a lot of people won't do. Yeah. It's scary shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're moving by yourself. You don't got mom and dad around. Like, shit, that shit is scary as fuck. Yeah. So where do you think you got that mindset to just being like, yo, let's run with it. Like, let's keep going. You feel me?
I think my mindset has grown over the years. I feel like I wasn't always this, like, knowledgeable about everything going on around me. But I think when my cousin passed away, it kind of opened my mind to, like, I can't be out here just fucking around all the time and playing around. And then I feel like growing up, I mean, you see friends that, like, y'all 5 years have passed from high school. They're still doing the same shit they was doing in high school. Yeah, bro. So then it's kind of like you've kind of grown on. You don't want to advance. Like, it's like you're separating yourself naturally, not even because, like, you're better than somebody else. It just people are allotted different chances. I think I would just say a great family structure with like like I said, we weren't never rich, but like just the proper upbringing where people like pushing me to do the right thing and not like on no bullshit. Like I think I really have a great family. I got a great mom. Like my mom is amazing. Like I said it to the end of the day. She's amazing. Like my grandparents were amazing. Like I feel like a great family and just like experiencing shit, but also like knowing how to take moments and really use the moment to help you grow as a person. So like when my cousin passed away, I had a cousin that he started to pick up drugs. Mm-hmm. I started to go do music.
Right.
But he was already doing drugs, but it got worse with that.
Yeah.
Me, like, I even like I tell people, everybody's going through shit. Like, the death made my anxiety rise because I've never experienced someone so close to me passing away, but also so young.
Yeah.
So I feel like the moments like that, they kind of made me like grow up real fast. Like, cause you gotta think, someone passed away to you. I was 20 at the time. Someone passed away who was 23. I'm thinking, well, fuck.
Yeah.
How would I want to look back at myself if I only had 3 more years to do anything that I was doing? It's no time to play around, and it's no time to like be down on myself and not do what I want to do what I love. So I feel like I've always had that mindset, especially since then. Like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and I'm gonna enjoy doing it. And I think it's beautiful because when you get that mindset that you want to do you're gonna do what you love, like, you'll start to see there's a lot of people who do what they love, right, like on a daily basis, and it's a beautiful lifestyle because you're not getting up every day like, fuck, I don't want to do this shit. Fuck, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm not happy with shit that I'm doing. And I tell anyone that comes to me, that's how they feel about what they're doing. I'm like, look, stop doing that shit.
Yeah, man, for real. It's real shit though, man. Bro, that's crazy.
You gotta figure it out. You have to figure it out. And I'm like, there's people who do music who have no big records, but they've been able to survive off the money they make off music.
Right.
You just have to figure out how to make it work for you.
Yeah. You gotta love what you do.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. And there's a quote, bro. I was on your gram, and there was a quote that I wrote down. I was like, I just wanted you to kind of talk about it. Like, I think it was from your grandpa. It said, why would anyone else trust you if you do not trust yourself?
Yeah.
Why would anyone else believe in you if you do not believe in yourself?
Yeah.
So, like, when I read that shit, I was like, that shit's hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like you do gotta have that confidence. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure when you started doing your interviews, you probably were, I don't know, maybe nervous or anything like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So how did you feel that confidence? You know what I'm saying?
That's actually hella funny that you bring that up.
Yeah.
People don't realize when I first started doing interviews, I would get hella anxious before. I remember I tell I Am Sue this, the first I Am Sue interview I did, I was literally so nervous. And I had known this guy for years.
Yeah.
But it's a difference when you're interviewing somebody and like at the time I was worrying about making it good. But I'm like, when I do interviews now, I don't worry about making it good. I just make sure that when I leave, we're both satisfied with the conversation we have. Because I'm gonna ask the questions that bring that out of you. But I think it's just the timing, like with anything. I remember my first football game, I was nervous.
Yeah, man.
I was literally sweating, shaking before the game. And it's like, and then I think about to like when I played my senior college, my high school, I'm like, I have no fear in my heart whatsoever when I go out here. So now I don't have there's no nerves. Like people tell me that they're nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I'm the one asking you the question. Yeah. I'm the but I feel like you just you gotta take out like all the shit that you would kind of be nervous about. So like, hey, I might stutter on a word. I might fuck up a word.
Yeah.
I might mess up.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If you're on a mic every single day, you're gonna fuck up eventually.
Yeah.
It's like you just gotta like calm your nerves and realize like it's all a part of it. But anything that you do, you get better at it. So I think what allowed me to get better was just constantly doing it, constantly just trying to evolve with it, because I think I knew that I wanted to be in my style. So kind of like the only way for me to develop my style was to keep perfecting it, keep working on it. And like basically I really got my interviews better was my cameraman, Nate. He films for me. He told me, he was like, yo, I watch all your interviews, dude. Like, he was like, do you be watching them? And I was like, I said, I don't. I said, I don't really watch them, because we were kind of building a catalog of interviews before I started my YouTube.
Yeah.
So we were watching just doing it. Like, I did like 40 interviews. And I started to watch him, and I was like, all right. And then I realized DJ Small Eye said, He said that he got a lot better at doing interviews when he started watching his interviews and started to feel like, okay, I like that question. Watch how somebody reacted to that question. So there's all right. I started watching all my interviews. Now I watch all my interviews, so I'm able to be like, all right, I didn't like that. And even when I first started dropping on YouTube, somebody would say, people would comment like, you keep saying like, I like to ask you, or like there's certain things that I would repeat.
Yeah.
So if you look at my first interviews, you'll see that I'm repeating certain things, but it's not that I'm unconsciously doing it.
Yeah.
But now I'm consciously making sure I don't say it, to where that conscious effort turned into a habit. Now I don't have to worry about it no more. Now I don't say it. Yeah. And even if I do say it, it might be one time, but I'll say it. I realize that don't say it anymore.
Yeah.
So I think watching the interviews was a big moment to help me change what I was doing, because you were like, all right, now I know, like, you're able to build off shit, you know? Like, if I never watched anything, I would never really understand what the mistakes I was making, because it's like I would be silly to think my interviews were great when I first started. They were okay, but anything that you do, you can get better at it forever as long as you keep working on it.
Yeah, it's like you're watching film. It's like football and shit.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
and that's what I think. Going back to football, the stuff that football taught me is still a lot of stuff that I apply to my daily life today. Yeah. It's just different environment.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. And you need a good team, like you were saying, because it's crazy, because my boy Milo, he was like, yo, I check out your interviews. He was like, one thing that I think you should stop saying is like a lot. Yeah. And I was like, I say like a lot, and then I was like, do I? And then I started checking out my interviews, and I say like a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, fuck. So then, you know, you try to work on that, and it's just all growth. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that it's good that you're able to watch yourself and just try to get better. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be able to. I think, like me, and of course you probably say the same thing, I'm my biggest critic.
Yeah, man.
So I had to go and critique myself, which is something that people aren't always comfortable with doing. Because a lot of people think that like what they're doing is right and they think it's perfect. And it could be, but I'm like, LeBron is still critiquing himself.
Yeah,
like
getting better.
He's always getting better. It's like, all right, if these premier people are always doing that shit and they're never like too big to feel like everything they do is perfect. No, I'll mess up all the time.
Yeah.
But I learn from my mistakes, you know? So it's kind of like you got to learn from your mistakes. You have to be able to develop a mindset where you feel that you can get better, and don't be afraid to be like, yeah, I'm fucking up right now. Yeah, like that's the thing. I commented back to the dude on YouTube. I said, thank you. Yeah. I could have been a salty ass person and been like,
what the fuck you talking about?
Like fuck you, bro. Like yo, it don't matter. It's like, if anything, he's offering positive criticism. Yeah, it's constructive criticism. Like, you gotta be willing to take it.
But some people will say, "Oh, it's just haters." Like, nah, it's not a hater. He's just helping you out.
I'm like, he was right.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, shout out to you. He was right. He was right. He was literally right.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah. So, how do you feel overall, man? You know, it sounds like you've been through some tough times.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like you've been soul searching too. Yeah. Like, how do you feel overall, like at where you're at in your life? You know?
Right now, I would say my birthday was just October 6th. I just turned 26.
That's right.
25 was the best year of my life.
Hell yeah, man.
I can say that wholeheartedly. It was the best year of my life because I did a lot, and I was able to figure out like what I'm passionate about. So now I'm like with the interviews, I know I'm passionate about it, but I know I want to be able to take it to the next level. Now I'm trying to start helping artists with like stuff. So it's just, I think figuring out what you want to do is like the hardest thing in life, but it's the most rewarding feeling ever.
Yeah.
So like I just did Rolling Loud. So I did interviews at Rolling Loud. That was crazy. Yeah. Never did I imagine ever doing anything like that. Yeah. So moments like that just kind of like recertify like, all right, this is like some dope. And it's like I don't live in the Bay, but I go home, I have actual fans of people that fuck with what I do.
Yeah.
That is crazy to me because it all started with an idea of me telling my little cousin like, yeah, I just think I want to start doing interviews.
Yeah.
But like it's something small, but people don't really always get the opportunity. Like it's just what it is. Like the opportunity's not always there. I'm super happy to where I'm at in my life, and I think that with 25 being such a good year, I think 26 will be even better. Yeah. I'm still feeling young. I'm feeling like real positive and real just a dope energy around me right now. Everything has been great this year. Like there hasn't been it was like, I mean, of course there was downs this year, but the good outweighed the bad. And I think coming out of a year, about to go into 2020, like that's a good feeling to have. Like 25 was great.
Hell yeah. And then, every football player has a highlight tape. You know what I'm saying? Would you say that Rolling Loud was your highlight of your
Rolling Loud was the best shit in the world to me because I was able to smoke weed and talk to people that I actually genuinely like, and it was great. Like I've seen people do it. I've seen Adam 22 do it. I've seen other people do it, but I was like, just to imagine myself doing it. Yeah. It was crazy. So shout out Packwoods because they believed in me and they allowed me to use my likeness and my like charisma with the interviews and shit, and they let me put it. They just gave me a platform to do it. So I appreciate them for that because I think it's always hard getting that first person to believe in you. Yeah. But once you get that first person to believe, it's over. Like I think it's the same thing when people get into football scholarships. It's the first offer. The coach always say, cherish your first offer. That is the first team to say, we want you to come play for us. Yeah. Like, rarely people go to their first offer. But I'm like, you get offered by Sac State. The next thing you know, you're getting offered by Cal. The next thing you know, you're getting offered by Texas. Yeah. Next thing you know, Alabama might be calling you. Like, you never know. But I'm like, you have to get, if you don't get that Sac State, you would never get no one else. If Sac State not offering you, no one else is going to offer you. So I think Packwoods allowed me to kind of like, measure what my value is and my worth is in like the interview market. So now I'm able to be like, okay, from here on out, I know we set a bar here, so it's only gonna go up. Like we're only gonna go up with it.
I fuck with that, man. And before we get out of here, dog, like if there's somebody out there that wants to start their podcast, wants to start their YouTube channel, but just can't get it right, like they're nervous. Like what advice would you give that person to just be like, just go? You know what I mean? I
would say be openly ready to fail. Like I think about my thing that made it easier was working at a radio station. But even you have your own setup here. Yeah, that's really what I want to do. Yeah. So like the radio station allowed me to have easier access to get it going. But you have to be willing to invest in yourself. You have to be willing to buy mics. You have to be willing to buy a fucking mixer board and the have equipment to record the podcast. You have to be willing to invest into it. So I think investing in yourself is the biggest thing, and not being afraid to not make money initially off it. So you have to be willing to invest. And if you spend the next 3 years doing your podcast, and you don't make $1 and you give up, that's whack as fuck. Because the fourth year you could have made $100,000. You feel me?
That's right.
You never give up.
I love that.
Never give up.
Getting us hyped in this bitch. You feel
me? Never give up. I think there's a lot of memes I see on Instagram, like people digging for diamonds and they always give up right before they hit the diamonds. My mom has always told me that as a kid. Shout out to my mom. She said a lot of people always give up on their dreams right before they're about to make it. Dang. So just never stop, never quit, and just always keep people around you that inspire you. But like, you need to have somebody that you can talk to, that you can express out how you feel. Because that's who my mom is for me. Yeah. Like when I'm going through stuff or I even feel some type of way, even somebody did some weird shit, I'll go tell her. Because sometimes I feel like I'll take shit how I'm taking it and just being a kid from the inner city. Like I might take a little moment, it might have rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm like, I'm ready to take it to here. Like, nah, like, bring it back. You got to know how to, like, work with people and know how to gauge situations, because that's not something that people just teach you day one. That's something that's like acquired, something you got to learn along the way.
I feel you. And for me, it's just enjoy life.
You got to enjoy life. If you're not enjoying it, man, you got to change who you're with, change what's going on, change the scenery. Like, you got to enjoy life. Life should be, like, we only get one life, man. Got to be beautiful. You got to do what you want. Yeah. And I think that's some of the biggest things I focused on, is just making sure that I'm happy.
Dog, you came with the gems, dog. You came with the gems, bro.
I appreciate you.
Dog, I appreciate you, man. I'm excited, dog. I was like, I can't wait to have my boy come in here and just, we was just gliding, dog.
Yeah, now we always had good energy. It shows. When people watch this, they're going to be like,
yeah. It was good energy. Hell yeah, dog. Ever since I met you, bro, we just started talking about football. Yeah. And we just became instant homies, dog.
He a Niners fan, I'm a Raiders fan, but you see the unity and it's still love in here.
We can still have good conversation, guys. You know?
Stop acting crazy when they play each other.
Oh, man. Dog, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, man. We out of here, man. Peace.